Salutations, interwebs. This is the Browning buckmark. This is a used gun. I've shot it a couple times. I've had a couple of hiccups out of her here and there. She's never having a bath, and that's what she's about to get. We got your lock, your paperwork, blow molded case, 2 mags. That's what it comes with there. These can be had for $350 to $300. Just depends on where you go shopping, but doing this a little different because got a couple other gun barrels in the sonic cleaner that need a bath, so we're gonna strip her down to put these parts in the sonic cleaner, and we'll come back when we're putting her back together after she's been oiled up, and we'll talk about her a little bit. I'm showing you the bench because I'm cleaning. I don't got background on it, but all right. So it's a 3/32 on the front and rear at the top. Just take them down. Let's get them off. Now the back should be longer than the front. This is my second buckmark. I had one before. Don't lose that. Do not lose that locking washer. But I'm gonna get the front off up here. Okay. There. The front came off. See the locking washer right there? All right, we don't want to lose that. And you can see there the size difference between the front and the rear. So keep them organized where you need to know where they're going. Put them right there. And then we change this out from a 3/32 to a 7/64. But first let me take this off. Get that over there. This out. Okay, there's your bolt carrier spring housing. This is your plastic buffer here in the rear, and then that just lifts off. We'll put that back in. That goes back in with the left. That's how that goes back. Okay. Then we're going to come up front here with the 7/64. And then we're going to take this off. I'm scraping the barrel, ain't I? You don't got to take that screw all the way out. She should just lift out of there. A couple more turns. There she goes. And she's out. There's a dimple piece in there that seats into the barrel. And then we'll just, since I'm not gonna put the frame, I'm just gonna brush the frame, set the frame to the side, and we'll chunk these pieces in the I don't know, yeah, it's pretty cruddy right there. Look at that. We'll stick all this in the sonic cleaner and let it run for about 5-6 minutes, whatever it runs, 480 seconds, and we'll clean it up and oil it up, and I'll put it back together and show you the reassembly. I won't show you the cleaning, but we'll pick it up here shortly. Okay, so the reassembly is just the reverse. We've got 7/64. Put that on our little screwdriver bit. We'll take the barrel. This is the part of a barrel you polish. You can see it's wearing in from the bullets, but I've never polished this one, so we'll stick the barrel back in there, hold it up. Now that she's all nice and clean, got some oil on her. Screw that barrel down. Looks like there's some of that high heat copper stuff on there. Not 100% about that, but so it looks like it might have had from the factory. You can see there's some stuff in there. A bit of that from the color, I'm just guessing. So we'll take that off, set this down. So get that piece off. Now we're going to use the 3/32 to reassemble the top half. Alright, so we go in reverse. Let's get this on here. Yeah, it locks up there. And that's got your extractor in it. Let's get this on. Put this piece back in here. It's got that plastic buffer piece. Head and put that in the housing. Oops, it's coming out. So it looks like she might be a little bit of a. Just squeeze that in there. Take that back, put that down, and she looks like she's ready to have the top put on her. So let's put our top plate. Now see, this is kind of disappointing. Looks like some of the paint's coming off of that. I mean, you can tell that's painted. That's a painted finish on, I don't know what that is. It looks like aluminum. Let's stick that back on top. Get that top plate on. And I already put my lock washers on the screw. Let's get that one started. Long in the rear, short in the front. Let's get this one started. I'll just tighten those down. And she's been cleaned, oiled, put back together. Let's see how she, safety's up, safety's down. She's locked open. Yep, she appears to be ready to go take some more dirtying and fouling. These guns are, this is a lot easier than taking out a Mark III, I'll tell you. Even though you got to use some Allen keys. She's a good gun. I've just fancied the buckmark, but for me, the reason that I like these is, I mean, for a target 22, they're pretty good. They're really very, very accurate. I wouldn't say the Woodsman's any worse. I wouldn't say that the Smith is any worse, or the Ruger. This is why I like them. These right here. You fill this up with 22 LR, and these are great. I mean, you can really burn through some 22 with this. When this is full, the 22s, they hang from the rim this way. And then they kind of just orientate themselves, and then you take the magazine out of these, and then you can adjust them, but this is how you adjust them to push down the follower, And then when you push that follower down and you stick it in there, the 22s, they won't fall because of this spring-loaded plunger here. So they won't fall out, even though they're lined up, and then they'll just be hanging in here, you know, 10, 20, 30. I don't know about 30, maybe 20. Then you just stick this in there, and then when you hit it, that magazine pushes that little plunger up. And then the 22s just fall in there and you just shake them. I mean, you can load a magazine in 2-3 seconds with this thing. So it really lets you do a lot of shooting without having to spend a lot of time reloading. So you can really crank away on some 22 with these. But this works with the Woodsman, from what I've gathered. The Woodsman, the Smith, you know, this style, those style magazines, Smith, Woodsman, and the Ruger Mark II, 3, or 4. I've never tried it with them, but I used to use this with a buckmark, you know, before, and I liked it, and it really lets you do a lot of shooting. But that's the reason that, you know, this is my second buckmark, and I didn't hesitate. I was already set for a buckmark, so I just went and got another buckmark. But they can cost you $400. I mean, you can spend $600-700 on some of these things, you know, depending on the features you want. But if you just want to get a lot of trigger time in, one of those loaders like that and these, you can just really just do a lot of shooting with them. I do like them. I like this style, and they're extremely accurate. It's amazing how accurate these are. Oh, maybe it's got a disconnector in it. I don't know. Let's see. There's the trigger pull. Let's see. Yep. So it's got a pretty snappy little trigger on it. And it locks open on the last shot. You can always push that down. Here's the reset. Right there. Rocks in. They're hammer fired. Locks open. Close it up. Nice little rock. Pretty crisp break. There's really no tension on it whatsoever. You know, it's right there. But they're pretty good guns. I do like them. I've had some issues with this one. Even I bought it new and a couple hundred rounds, and occasionally it'll have a hang up. It won't feed. You gotta smack it. But you know, for what they cost, I wouldn't say it's a no-go, but they do shoot, and they're really great guns. I do like them. They're, like I said, with that speed loader, these are pretty awesome. But I will put in the shooting portion of the video now and let y'all see her out on the range. I just fired 10 rounds through it for the video. But anyway, we're here with the Browning buckmark. Just put that up in there. 22s are so finicky. Yep, she did what she was supposed to that time. I have had some issues out of it here and there with failing her feed and all, but I mean, these are some of my favorite guns to shoot. I really like the buckmark. But we'll see you in the next video. You know, y'all keep shooting.